Hi, everybody. This is Sandra here. Hope everyone is cozy and having a great night so far. Thank you so much for jumping on this call tonight. We had such a awesome response from the call on Monday that what we decided to do was do a follow-up call tonight, specifically on one topic in particular that was really it was really popular, and everyone wanted to go into some more detail, and that is the topic of residual income. So what residual income is, if you remember from when we chatted on Monday, residual income is money that you put in the work once, and then that money makes money for you over and over again. So tonight I'm going to be talking about a business model in particular that that I personally use in my family, for my family, and I'm going to talk about why I decided that that was the right choice for me, and how you can join the team that myself and Kate Northrup are mentoring. And what you can do is essentially copy that business model and create residual income for yourself. And I think, you know, if you're thinking about why you're here tonight, you know, maybe it's because you've just had this sense that you could do more with your life, that you have a bigger purpose, a higher calling, that, you know, working a 9-to-5 or being stuck in the grind of trying to make your business work just isn't working anymore. We all know that feeling when you're just feeling stuck, like you're banging your head against the wall. So if you're here tonight for that reason, you should be really proud, for any reason really, because I think, you know, proving to yourself that you're open to doing things differently is the biggest determining factor of future success. Being open to doing something different and being open to new opportunities is how real wealth is generated. So congratulations on just showing up and being here and saying yes to tonight's call. I'm going to try to open it up to Q&A too, so we'll cover a lot of detail tonight, but if you have any questions, I will try to get to them. This is a new webinar format that I'm using, so just bear with me as I try to feel through the Q&A side of it, okay? So let's look at, why are you here? You know, I think on a daily basis, we kind of get stuck in that routine, right? Does anyone feel that way? It's like you get up in the morning, you do your 9-to-5, or you do what you need to do to just get through the day, and sometimes you forget, and I do this too, you forget to ask yourself the bigger questions until that little feeling starts to creep up, like, oh, something's not quite right. So if anything tonight, I think what's great is that we have the opportunity to ask ourselves the bigger questions. So I'm going to do that for myself, and I welcome you to do the same thing. So let's do that right now. Because what we have a chance to do is step back and answer these questions honestly for ourselves. So, I mean, let's think about it. What does wealth mean to you? I'm going to look at, I'll talk about what it means to me, but really think about that. What does wealth mean to you? I know we talk about that in Smart Cookies, and we probably think about it all the time, but really we're gonna dive in pretty deep on that tonight. And I love this question so much. Imagine right now what you would be doing if money were not a concern for you. Is it what you're doing right now? If you're feeling that no, then really take a good hard think about that question. And do you feel totally fulfilled in your work and your lifestyle? This is a question we're really good at lying to ourselves about until we get to that point where we just can't do it anymore. So if tonight is that night to answer that question honestly, I'm here to help you and support you in that. And what have you always dreamed of doing or seeing or becoming? That's a cool question. And then where do you want to be in 3 years and 5 years from now? I used to hate that question because it felt so restrictive. I used to think, I don't know where I want to be in 3 years or 5 years from now. How am I supposed to know that? But I think a way to reframe that question in a way that's really positive and help you create a vision of where you want to be. And this is sort of taken from Danielle Laporte's work, if you follow her, is how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel in 3 years from now and 5 years from now? Do you want that sense of freedom back? Do you want that sense of purpose back? It's that feeling that we want to hang on to as we answer these big questions for for ourselves tonight. All right, so if it's all right with you all, I thought I'd tell you, I'm going to get personal tonight because I think that's, we're kind of a close-knit group tonight. That's what Smart Cookies are all about. So I'm going to tell you my story and get into the nitty-gritty with you all. So you all probably know the Smart Cookies background, right? So over the past 7 years, started the Money Group almost 7 years ago. We're so lucky to be invited on Oprah to share our story. And I've written 2 books, and really, you know, I say this because I need to remind myself sometimes of the opportunity and the amazing things that I've been able to do. And I love running Smart Cookies, and I love being in the media, and I love writing these books. But recently, I started to feel a little something. You all know that, right? It's like a little shift. It's a little like something starts to creep in, and it's like something's not quite aligned with how I want to be living my life, which sounds so silly because I really do have an awesome, awesome life, and I have the chance to work with you all and help so many people and make a fantastic living doing it. But the truth is, to run a business and a brand and a company like Smart Cookies, it takes a lot of time, and I love it, but it takes a lot of time. And I'll tell you, you know, when I started to think about freedom and why I started to think about freedom, it's because of these little buggers. Okay, so you see my son Jack, and the bumblebee is my daughter Violet. So when I had my kids, everything sort of shifted. And for you, it might be kids. For, you know, it might be something else. But something happens, and you're like, you know what? I can't keep doing things the way I always have been doing them. So, you know, I started to feel this little itch that I needed to do something more and create more freedom in my life, meaning I wanted to run Smart Cookies and have this beautiful, amazing business, but I also wanted more options, and I wanted more freedom. So about that time, and I was literally I was 9 months pregnant, exactly this time a year ago, that this wonderful lady, Kate Northrup. Now, if you don't know who Kate Northrup is, I encourage you to Google her and go to her website right now. It's katenorthrup.com. Her philosophy on money is exactly aligned with Smart Cookies. Her story is very similar. She is a smart cookie in every sense of the word. So when she was in Denver about a year ago, she was fresh off the Today Show on a huge international book tour for her book, Money, A Love Story, which if you haven't read it, you must. And she came into town with her adorable husband, Mike, which you see in that picture there. And the two of us had the chance. We'd worked together online, but never in person before. And so I waddled to this meeting with Kate. I was so pregnant, and it was one of those mornings I was like, oh, do I even go? I'm so exhausted. And I have to tell you, I mean, that lunch changed my life. It changed the trajectory of my life forever. And I'll tell you why. You know, Kate and I were sitting there, and we had very similar businesses, so we were chatting back and forth about just how we run our business, and talking about some, you know, cool stories from people in our community. And you know, they were engaged at the time, her and Mike, and they were getting married. And I said, you know, what's next for you? Are you writing a new book? What's your next online program? And she was like, no, I think I'm going to lay low next year. You know, I have this whole other side of my business that, you know, really generates some great income. And so I'm just going to take on some projects that I want to do, but I've said no to a lot of things. And my ears sort of perked up, because I'm used to being in the position where if an opportunity comes along, you seize it, you take it, you got to keep moving, you got to keep, you know, making money from the next project. And what she said was, you know, I'm involved with this other company. It's a network marketing model, and it's called USANA. And she sort of said it off the cuff, and I didn't really think anything of it. But she planted that seed in me. And of course, I wanted to know more, because the truth is, you know, I always think if you meet someone who is living the life and embodies the things that you want to be living, you ask them, what are you doing? And then you do it. There's no sense of reinventing the wheel. There's no sense of trying to figure it out on your own. Find someone who's done it, ask them what they've done, and do what they did. And that's what I left that lunch with. You know, I immediately felt super connected to Kate. She's about the easiest person to get along with on the planet. So kind. And I was in. I wanted to know more about this business, about an industry and a model I never thought I would be interested in, which is network marketing. And I'll tell you the other thing that got me very, very interested. So for those of you who don't know, Kate's mom is Dr. Christiane Northrup. So she's an OB-GYN, and several years ago had the opportunity, her book, Women's Bodies, Women's Wisdom, is a New York Times bestseller. And the book caught the attention of Oprah. So her mom has been on Oprah several times. She's written several books now, all of which are New York Times bestsellers. You see in the corner here, this is her, her children's book, which is so beautiful. It's called Beautiful Girl. And her most recent book, Goddesses Never Age, just hit #2 on the New York Times bestseller. So here's the thing. Kate got involved with this company, USANA, because of her mom. Her mom got involved with a network marketing company. Think about this. So her mom had, best-selling books, had been on Oprah. She had money coming in, but at, I believe she was in her late 40s, faced a divorce and realized she didn't have any financial independence at all. She didn't know what was going on with her money. She was in fear of losing her house. And so she plugged into a network marketing model to basically teach herself about business and creating financial freedom. But of course wanted to be part of a company that, this is a very well-known woman and a very respected woman in the medical industry. And so to do her due diligence and to partner with a company that she felt was up to her standards is why she joined USANA. And then, of course, her daughter, Kate, got involved with the company. And Kate was able to earn financial freedom with her business in USANA by the age of 28 years old. And what I mean by that is Kate had enough money coming in when she graduated from college after building the business part-time that she never had to get a real job. She had her living expenses covered by her income that was coming in with this business. So of course, hearing all this was what got me interested and wanted, and just, had me curious, okay? So I asked Kate, okay, so what does this look like? You build this team, what do you do? Are you selling products? How does this all work? So this is what I love. So the team within USANA, and I'll get more into the actual product in a minute, but I think it's important that you understand the team that you're surrounded by in this business, which is, essentially what made it so easy for me to say yes. So Kate calls our team the Freedom Family. So that's her and Mike and some of the fantastic people as part of the Freedom Family. And so this is the mission and that Kate and her mom built. It was to create a thriving, profitable business that gives you the lifestyle of freedom you want in a community that feels like home. I mean, how do you not want to be part of that, right? So, that's the touchy-feely stuff, but when it comes down to the numbers, and trust me, I asked Kate a lot of questions, for her, and I'll talk about this, but wealth to Kate and also myself really equals freedom, and the freedom to do what you want to do. And for me, I don't want to be a stay-at-home mom, that's not me, but I want the option to, be home when my kids come to school. I want the options to be able to pick the projects that I work on with Smart Cookies. So to have residual income coming in, meaning I'm making money without actually putting in hours into the business, is very appealing to me. And so knowing that, coupled with this beautiful team, this supportive community that Kate had built within this business. Now, what I mean by being part of this community is these are the people who are mentoring you and guiding you so that, as you're building this business and you're feeling, oh my gosh, where do I even start? These are the people that are going to help and guide you along the way. So let's talk about that a little bit. So we talked about, the definition of real wealth. So what we're really talking about here is freedom. The freedom to choose what you do with your most precious asset, which, let's be honest, it's your time. We never have enough time. So when you think about real wealth, we're not talking about, the accumulation of millions and millions of dollars, although there are people in this business who are doing that. What this means to you is what you need to have in order to have freedom in your life. And it's kind of a shocking revelation when you actually add up that number. What does give you freedom? Some of it, I used to think, oh my gosh, I need $10 million in the bank to have freedom. You really don't. When I think about the kind of life I want to live, yeah, I need a substantial income for that, but it's doable. it's not overwhelming. And when I think about real wealth in terms of the freedom I have in my life, that's what makes me really excited. All right, so when you think about your living expenses, what would it be? What would it take for you to have freedom? Think about that for a minute. It might not be as much as you think, which is kind of an exciting thought. So let's look at a little math equation here, right? So we're smart cookies, we're gonna crunch some numbers. So your financial freedom, and what I mean by when I said earlier, Kate reached financial freedom at age 28, her residual income, the income coming in from her USANA business, was greater than her living expenses, okay? So she had those covered. Now she definitely has built a business that has multiple income streams, as do I, as do most people in this business. But having that residual income cover your living expenses is the goal. So how can you use the financial freedom equation right now? So calculate your current living expenses. So write down everything you spend. If you have a notebook nearby, go ahead and do it, or just think about it in your head. So your current living expenses, or you can go back and do this later, is your freedom number, okay, as smart cookies. So that's the number, say, in your spending plan. If you cut it out, what do you need to live? If you could have that covered, that's your freedom. You don't have to worry about it. So that's the number you need to have covered by residual income. So then it's just a matter of, okay, what vehicle do I want to plug into to create residual income in my life? Okay, first it might be helpful to know what is residual income. You might be wondering, okay, Sandra. Okay, so again, I've talked about it, AKA reoccurring or passive income. This means getting paid multiple times for every hour of work that you do. And there's lots of different ways you can create it, okay? I'm talking about my personal experience because that's kind of what I do in Smart Cookies, that's what we do. But there's lots of ways. You know, you can do investing in real estate, in businesses, in paper assets, you know, plugging into an affiliate marketing model, network marketing, which we're talking about now, intellectual property. So if you wrote a book like the Smart Cookies books, we get paid every time someone buys one of our books. Doing online courses is a great form of residual income. And Kate actually has a really great resource. If you go to katenorthrup.com/freedom, you can kind of look up and learn a little bit more about this. But really, I mean, I have multiple streams of income, as does Kate. But I think what's really beautiful about starting with one and building it until it's solid is that you really have the chance to focus in and build something fantastic, and then let it grow from there, and then let it become what it needs to become, and then you can reinvest that money in different things, or maybe different opportunities to create even more residual income. That's how real wealth is created. That's how, when you look at someone, when you look at the Donald Trumps, when you look at the Warren Buffetts, that's the model. You take something that makes money for you, and then you reinvest that money in more things that make more money for you. It's a really beautiful model, and most of us just don't know. We're not taught this anywhere. So this is really, it's exciting, and it makes me excited to be able to share this with you. So this is the cash flow quadrant. Now, this is from Robert Kiyosaki, if you've read any of his books, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. And this is really it's really mind-blowing, actually. Okay, so basically, the cash flow quadrant is the four areas that we make wealth. And we talked about this on Monday. So I won't spend too much time, but I just want to reiterate a couple things here. Because, okay, E is employee, right? So if you're an employee, what's great about that is you're earning a wage, you're earning a salary, and really you know, the buck doesn't stop with you. You know, if you miss a day of work, the company's still going to generate income. Sometimes, you know, you've got benefits, you're taken care of to some extent. Now, we all know from being employees that we're not completely taken care of, and things tend to happen. But that's the attractive, it's the safety net of being an employee, right? And then being self-employed. So that's when you take the leap to maybe starting your own business, but it's a service business. So your time, so say you're a massage therapist, your time, you need to be putting in the hours, taking appointments in order to earn money. This is where 90 to 95% of the people of the population are. This is where 95% of the wealth is. This is business owners, okay? So when we're talking business owners, we're talking you have a franchise, you have a company, you have a network marketing model that can make money with or without you there. And then investor is someone whose money is working for them as well, okay? So that's where the cash flow quadrant falls. Again, this is where 95% of the population is, and this is where 95% of the money is, okay? So we're thinking about generating real wealth. This is the aha for me, and I wanted to hop, skip, and jump as fast as I could over to this area too. Okay, that's where I want to be in my life, which is why I chose this business. So how do I make residual income with USANA? Excellent question. So the way it works is you build your team of independent business builders. So if you decide to join our team in Smart Cookies, you are then trained and given all the resources to go out and grow your team. And then you earn money from what you sell and from what your team sells. So that's where the leverage comes in, right? So you spend the time building your team, but then your team is off building their team, and then it compounds, okay? So it's a really beautiful way, number one, to learn about business, to learn about personal finances, and to learn about leverage and residual income. So that's how it works, okay? So yes, you would be selling products, but the main goal here is to build your team, and then you have the leverage of having your team's efforts and building the money off of that. So this is interesting, right? Okay, so this is a traditional B quadrant business. So what's great about USANA and why, again, it was appealing to me, and I was looking into different things like, oh, possibly buying a franchise, starting another business, but here's kind of the truth of it, right? So with most businesses, there's kind of this linear increase. So this is like traditional retail. So if you have a traditional retail business, say, you open a boutique, and think about all the time and the money that goes into doing that, you will generally on average not see a return on your investment for 7 years. I don't know about you. I mean, I applaud small business owners. I applaud those local shops, those boutiques. I do not have it in me to sit and wait for that kind of return. So not that network marketing is something that's going to make you money right away, because look, okay, so if we're talking about an exponential increase. So, you don't make as much money in the beginning, but as soon as you hit that curve, then there's an exponential increase. And it does not take 7 years, to hit this curve. Is probably a couple of years to start generating income, and to cover your business expenses is probably a couple of months. So that's what's beautiful about it. This business model kind of levels the playing field. So anybody can jump in, and I'll go over sort of the costs and what it is to invest and get started. But I love thinking about that, and that immediately took, the option of a franchise business or a retail store completely out of the picture for you. And I know it's an attractive option for some people, but I got to tell you, it certainly wasn't for me. What I love about the idea of having my own business, and I love this about Smart Cookies, but even more with my being partnered up with the USANA business, is there's no set hours. So you get to create your own schedule. I can get up early in the morning and work. I can work right now when the kids are in bed. There's no set workplace, so I don't have to be anywhere. I can work wherever. I can set up shop in a coffee shop. I can go hang out with one of my friends at their office if I'm craving that, but I don't have to be anywhere. Leverage, this is huge, right? This is the opportunity to maybe have this USANA business fit in with another business. So you'll see, I've found a way to make it work with Smart Cookies. There's a lot of health practitioners that have leveraged this business within their other business. So it's a great way to diversify and leverage. Unlimited income potential. This is key, right? So if you think about being an employee, yes, you can get a raise, maybe it's 1%, maybe it's 3% a year, but to some extent you're capped. This is a business where there's no cap. What you put into it, the sky is the limit. If you want to make this a $100,000 business, you go for it, and absolutely that is possible. So really, it puts the ownership, and as Smart Cookies, I think we're very self-driven, we're self-motivated. We don't like being confined by, you know, any glass ceilings that are put on us. You know, we are the type of people who the sky is the limit, so let us fly. And that's what this business allows me to do. And that's why I'm so excited to offer it to you too, because I know what you're like as a smart cookie. And this is something I love, so I think you're gonna love it too. And time freedom, right? Again, I mean, I can play with Jack and Violet during the day, and during nap times, I can do the business. No boss, okay? You get to do it how you want to do it. Yes, there's a model, so I'm modeling and building my business with you know, keeping in mind how Kate and other successful people on our team have done it, but I can do it my way. You know, there's no boss. I have no one to answer to. This is my business. I love that, right? We like to do things our way. And being of service and adding value to the world. I think there's a huge leadership component I'll talk more about, but that was a huge piece for me. And then of course, personal growth, because you will learn more about yourself plugging into a business model like this than you will in possibly anything else that you do in your life. Okay, now thinking about this from a Smart Cookies perspective too, this is really interesting. So every North American taxpayer who works a full-time job and does not have a side business could be overpaying taxes to the tune of $3,000 to $9,000 a year. So taxes are set up to incentivize small business owners, even having a side business. The minute you sign up for a USANA business, you now have a side business. So what that means is you have more write-offs. So if you go out to coffee or dinner with a girlfriend or your mom to talk about your USANA business, that's a write-off. You know, Kate and her husband write off all of their trips because inevitably on vacation they talk to somebody about the opportunity to be part of the USANA business. So all of a sudden your life turns into write-offs, okay? So when you think about, oh, I don't know if I want to invest in something like this, even if you make no money in your USANA business, you're going to save money in taxes. I just did my taxes this year, and it was a beautiful, beautiful thing. So definitely consider that, cookies, from the taxpayer perspective. But let's be honest, we're not going to join this business. You're not going to join me in this team because of the tax breaks. Maybe you are, and if you are, that's awesome. But I'm going to tell you why I took the leap into network marketing, and I'll be honest and real with you here. This is, I never thought I would be involved with a network marketing company. So I've given you some good reasons why, but really, really, this is why. These women here, I mean, this company attracts the most beautiful, welcoming, supportive, ambitious women I've ever met. So of course, Kate and her mom there, I mean, stop it. I can't even get them enough, the two of them. And then this is Leanne Jacobs as well. She is a beautiful woman and has a very healthy business in USANA based out of Toronto. And it's these types of people that you're surrounded with and mentored with within this company. And these are the type of people, you know, you would see on TV or see at a conference and think, oh, I wish I had the opportunity to be mentored by them. I would pay to be mentored by them. So this is crazy to me. So you join this business, you become part of our team, you're mentored by these people, you're part of their inner circle, and you get to make money doing it. It's an unbelievable opportunity, and one that I can't stress enough, okay? So really, you know, what I love about working with these women too, and I would love working in this business, is that it's real. The time you put in is what you get out, and you get to help so many people. And to be part of this community, women, I mean, are you kidding me? It's a dream come true. And in terms of network marketing too, I think, you know, network marketing has been around for a long time, and I think unfortunately there are some companies that have given it a bad name. But what's happening now is that there are companies like USANA who are on the cusp of doing it really well, of up-leveling it, and are on the edge of a huge trend that's going bananas. And so Seth Godin, who is sort of marketing guru of our generation, right? Best-selling author. So his point is, what works in delivering personal, relevant messages to people who care about something remarkable, right? Care about something remarkable. Direct sellers are in the best position to do this. So coming from Seth Godin, I mean, that's a huge endorsement right there. That's a huge stamp of approval. I think if you think about, you know, the last time you bought something that you really loved, is it because you saw a commercial on TV, or is it because someone you know told you about it? Maybe it was a girlfriend, maybe it was on a Pinterest board, maybe it was on a blog that you read. Okay, so this is the direction of, you know, it's a huge shift in business, and to be on the cutting edge of it with a network marketing company is really cool. So think about that, right? Are you ready to be on the cusp of that? Then this might be something for you. So let's talk about the product, right? You're thinking, okay, network marketing, Sandra, yeah. What is USANA? What are you talking about? Okay, so USANA Health Sciences, I'm going to give you some background because I certainly asked a lot of questions about the product and how this all works. So the company was founded by Dr. Wentz. So in 1974, Dr. Wentz founded Gull Laboratories. And what Gull Laboratories is specializes in disease diagnostics. So they create mono test kits, the Hep C test kits, and to this day, Gull Laboratories sets the gold standard in disease diagnostics kits. So what happened was Dr. Wentz, though, so while working at Gull Laboratories, he figured out, because he was testing with all these cells all the time, and he had a recipe of nutrients that he used to keep cells alive and healthy. Okay, so he did that again. He had created like the perfect balance through all of his research of nutrients to feed these cells. And he did that, of course, so he could continue to do his research. And during that time, because he was so successful, he was, you know, traveling North America, doing the speaker circuit, and just found himself run down and exhausted and not feeling great. So he was chatting with a pharmacist that he knew, and the pharmacist recommended a multivitamin. And so Dr. Wentz started to take it, and just, you know, he wasn't feeling any better. So one day he looked at the ingredients listing and was shocked at what was on the ingredient listing. He's like literally said to himself, no wonder I don't feel any better. If I fed this recipe, if I fed these ingredients to the cells in my lab, I would be out of business tomorrow. So of course he had his aha moment and said, you know, screw it, I'm going to create my own vitamins using these nutrients. And not only can I keep cells happy and healthy, but I can help people. I can help prevent disease. I can help prevent suffering, and I can help us to love life and live it to its fullest in happiness and health, which is, I mean, if you think about the definition of rich in health, like that's it, right? It doesn't get any better than that. So he started this company, USANA Health Sciences. He sold his share in Gull Laboratories, which is still around, but he wanted to focus on this company, USANA Health Sciences. He wanted a way to treat and prevent disease for everybody. So imagine this, right? He's got this formula, he's got the vitamins, he knows can help so many people. So he, of course, looked at different business models, different distribution chains, right? So he looked at the retail model, going into health stores, going into retail. But what happened was the cost of the product at going that level would have been astronomical. So he decided to go the network marketing route. Because he loved it, and also because it kept the cost of the product affordable for all people, because he wanted people to have access to the product. I mean, imagine that, having a product you just want, you know, can help so many people, and you just want the most effective way to get it to as many people as possible. And so he did, and that's what USANA Health Sciences has been. In 2007, this is really cool. So Dr. Wentz was awarded the Albert Einstein Awards. This is for outstanding achievement in life sciences. And what's cool about this award is that it's not given every year. It's only given when someone has earned it. So no one else has gotten this award since 2007. I mean, if that doesn't sort of tell you who this man is and the company that he built, I mean, that's it. And so it's celebrated 20 years or more now of helping people, you know, create health for themselves and also create financial freedom. So what's important to know too is that USANA is doctor approved. So USANA is listed in the physician's desk reference, and in Canada it's the Compendium of Pharmaceuticals and Specialties. So those are those big books that are in your doctor's office and they're flipping through and looking something up. USANA is listed in those products. It's important to know that. And Kate's mom, I mean, I can't speak enough on, you know, how important it is that she has given her a stamp of approval to this company. Certainly, she did her due diligence before becoming involved. USANA products are listed in all of Kate's mom's books, and they are her approved choice. So they're what she recommends for optimal cellular health. So she's done her due diligence to really understand the science behind this company, which of course is something, you know, someone like me, and I don't know many of you, if you have science backgrounds, I don't know. So I trust people like Dr. Christian Northrup, who have done their research and due diligence, and I love that she's given her stamp of approval and trust the research and trust the qualities. Now this is wild to me too. So if you're thinking right now, oh my gosh, I'm taking a supplement right now, and what's in it? So this is the NutriSearch Comparative Guide to Nutritional Supplements. It's an independent research, and they look at over 1,600 supplements, including USANA's Essentials, which is their foundational product, and essentially tests the supplements in terms of their completeness, their absorbency, their purity, and their potency and their safety. Now they rate them on a scale of 1 star to 5 stars, and USANA consistently for the past several years has had 5 stars. So what's interesting is when I started working with this company, and I would ask, you know, say my husband even, who has supplements he takes, and I said, okay, let's look them up and see how they rate, because you just don't know, you just take them, right? Of course, they're in the health food store, they've got to be good. And shocked, the one that he was taking had 2 stars next to it, or some of them even have 1. So this is really interesting. So if you are taking something, I have this book. So let me know afterwards, and we can look up what you're taking and see how it compares to USANA's products. And I will bet you'll be a little bit amazed. Okay, so this is USANA's flagship product. This is called the USANA Essentials. So this is their foundational product, and essentially what it is what you need based on Dr. Wentz's research to fill in the gap that your diet just can't give you. So of course, you know, we're smart cookies and we're focused on, you know, being smart with our money, but I know we're smart with our health too. That's kind of just the community that we are and we live in, right? But it's almost impossible. Even if you're, you know, preparing meals every day, it is impossible. If you're preparing meals every day, you know, you're buying organic, you're buying whole foods, you'd have to eat 22,000 calories and spend more than $33 a day, which is not very smart cookie approved, to get the same amount of nutrients found in a daily dose of the USANA Essentials. So it's just not possible. You know, there's a huge gap there, and to have your cells performing at an optimal level, to have you performing at an optimal level, you just need something to fill in that gap, and that's what this product is. So I don't know if you've noticed in the news too, there's been a lot of buzz going around of you know, supplements and vitamins just not being of the highest quality on the shelf. There's a huge issue with product quality. The reason for this is most supplements abide by food grade standards, right, at the FDA, which essentially say you can put anything in it as long as it doesn't harm you. So what happens then is there's a ton of fillers. Not everything needs to be listed on the ingredients. So they're not soluble, they're not working, they're not potent. USANA, on the other hand, abides by pharmaceutical grade standards. So what that means is every raw ingredient is tested by the FDA to be pure, potent, and guaranteed to disintegrate. Most multivitamin companies don't do this. Why? Because it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of money, and they just don't want to do it because it takes a lot of trouble. So the fact that USANA has done this, not because they have to, but because it's just the standard, I mean, that's kind of what we're all about too at Smart Cookies, right? It's finding things that are the highest gold standard, and that's what we love, and that's what we invest in, and that's why I'm just so in awe of this company. Now, there's a product line for the entire family. There's a beautiful set of prenatal vitamins, and these little guys here are for kids. My son Jack eats them, he loves them. He asks for his vitamin. And there's also for adolescents, right? Because we know that's such a critical age for nutrition. And it's a beautiful line, and knowing the pharmaceutical grade that goes into it makes me really comfortable sharing these with my family. They also have, which is really great, a whole line of low glycemic foods. So these are foods, of course, we want to be eating whole foods on a regular basis, right? It'd be great to have a kale salmon salad every day at lunch. But let's be honest, we can't do that all the time. We're so freaking busy. So these bars are great, or the shakes are so yummy. And what's great is they all have less sugar than an apple. There's no artificial sweeteners in them, which I really like. I just am not a fan of any artificial sweetener. So if you want something on the go that's convenient, which we all do, I know you do, I do, that's low GMO, low glycemic, and high in protein, these are it, and they're so yummy. They also, USANA has this packaged up into a 5-day kit. It's called the Reset Kit. So this is meant to really help people who, okay, want to get a grip on their sugar cravings, maybe want to lose some weight. Kate has one woman that she used the Reset Kit, and then of course implemented, you know, some real lifestyle changes in her life, and was able to lose 75 pounds. So the way that they package these up is really great. And again, this is about a lifestyle. It's not about, you know, weight loss and taking a vitamin to magically appear better. This whole company is about a lifestyle. It's very much what we embody as Smart Cookies. And a beautiful skincare line as well. So this is a paraben-free skincare line with no chemical preservatives. I love it. I love the way it smells. It doesn't smell like anything because there's nothing in it. I put it on Jack. He had a rash, and I put, I don't know, I had like Vaseline on my counter, and I put it on, and he immediately cringed. It stung him so bad because of all the artificial scents and perfumes in it. And then I immediately put the Sensei, the USANA lotion on him, and it just soothed him and took care of his little dry skin. And trust me, being in Colorado, it is some dry weather here. So we need that skincare. So that gives you an overview of the company. So I think looking at this from a business perspective, which I know you're Smart Cookies, so you've got your business hat on, you know, if you're open to network marketing in general and looking for the right company, what, you know, gave me the red flag to move forward to is that USANA has a highly consumable product, meaning if you have customers who are having the vitamins, they're using them on a monthly basis. So you have customers who are constantly reordering, right? Which means constant income. It's a publicly traded company on the New York Stock Exchange, has been around for 22 years. It's financially solvent, which means it has no debts. Yes, right? We love that in Smart Cookies. I also love that we're not paid to recruit. So there's no recruitment incentive. There's no levels. You're paid on sales volume, okay? This is really unique. This is different within USANA. There's no inventory. There's no group sales volume requirement. There's a real commitment to quality. I mean, really, there's very little risk. Kate always says, you know, you have nothing to lose getting started with this business. The worst thing that can happen is you get healthier. So that's awesome, right? So that's, you know, gives you a little bit. And to be honest, by the time I even sort of realized all this within USANA, I was already bought in. I wanted in. I wanted to make this happen. This is interesting. So freedom is less expensive than you think. So let's take, for an example, hypothetical situation, mom who wants to be at home with her kids. So let's say she earns $800 a week. 260 of that goes towards taxes, right? Barf. She's got 2 kids in daycare, $300. Her lunch is out, miscellaneous money. After you deduct those work-related expenses, she would need to make less than $100 to stay at home with her kids. Okay, so that's the point. You know, we think we can't do it, we can't get out of it. So to make $100 a week in USANA, this is how it breaks down. It's so simple. You need to help 2 people on your team make $50 a week. And if you help 4 people do that, you make $400 a week. This is the beauty of it, right? For so many of you, so many people I know, $100 a week, you make a huge difference in your life. And it takes hard work, yes, but the simplicity of the business model is so beautiful. I don't know if you can see this, it's a bit fuzzy too. So this is, and I'm happy to email you afterwards if you have questions on this, but this is the average annual salary of different of people in USANA, right? So you sort of see the level, because for some people, you know, making $100 a week is going to change their lives. But for some people to do this, you know, you need to be replacing a 6-figure income. So there's definitely different opportunities depending on where you want to take it. Again, the sky is the limit, which is a beautiful, beautiful thing. All right, so these are some of the frequently asked questions that I get of people curious. Okay, Sandra, you know, I'm interested in this, but how do I get involved? And there's some questions, right? We're smart cookies, we have them. First one is, how many hours a week do I really need to do this? Simple answer to that is, if you can put 5 to 10 hours a week in, you can build you can build a business with this. You can grow part-time income, and over time it can grow. So to start, 5 to 10 hours, right? And then see where you want to take it from there. So I give you this example. So Kate has never worked in this business full-time. It's always been part-time for her, and she has a full-time income with it. Okay, so it doesn't need to take 40 hours a week, but certainly if you want to put in 40 hours a week, we can help you. You know, it can rain money for you, essentially. More time you put in, the more you get out. All right, do I need to build a team of other distributors, or can I just build with customers? You can just build with customers, but you just don't have the leverage then of having a team who's making money for you. So yes, you can make money, you can build with customers, but you get the benefit of residual income when you build a team of other business distributors, okay? So many of us have this, right? We think, I'm not a salesperson. Can I ever do this? So the key here is people in this business, people in the Freedom family, people on Team Smart Cookie come from all walks of life. Teachers, nurses, educators, stay-at-home moms. This business is about education and being of service. It's not about being a salesperson. So, you know, you get to be the happy messenger. You do not need to be a health expert. And I'm telling you this from my perspective. I know some of you know me really well. I mean, no health background at all. But I'm passionate about this business. I'm passionate about the product. So I get to be a happy messenger. I get to share what I love. And that's what this is. It's being a leader, and it's being a sharer, being a curator of information, okay? So do I need to be a health practitioner or a coach to do this? No, you don't. A lot of people with a health practitioner or coach background integrate this business very well and leverage it, but you certainly do not have to be. You do not have to have an online business as well to do this. This company has been around and helped a lot of people make money long before blogs and online businesses existed. If you have no business experience, can you do this? Yes. All of the training is available to you immediately, and you get access to a private Facebook group. No, you don't have to know how to do everything, but I will tell you the business training that you get, even in the foundational series with Kate on her team, is the best business training. I'm going to repeat that. I've been in business for 7 years. This is the best business training you will ever get. And then what if you're thinking, okay, what if I join and it's not for me? I love what Kate says. The worst thing that can happen is you get healthier. It's really that simple. And if you are a health coach or you're in that field, you might be wondering, should I wait to add this in, or should I do it now? Really, you can start at any time and work this beautifully into your business. So you might be wondering, how is this different than other network marketing companies and teams out there? We've all had exposures to network marketing, right? Most of them, unfortunately, not great. We all have those friends who obsessively post on Facebook, and just it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. So that's why this team and this company is so great. This is sort of up-leveling network marketing. Just different business building practices. It's more heart-centered. It's more based around feeling good. The whole business is built on collaboration, not competition. You don't have to hound your friends. You don't have to hound your family or be that annoying person on Facebook and social media. USANA and Kate's team, and my team in particular, are committed to a different way of doing network marketing that's a bit more on the cutting edge, kind of like Smart Cookies is for money, right? We're doing things differently, and that's what this business does, and that's what makes me really excited about it. So this is the big question, right? How long will it take to earn money? The real question is, or the real answer is, every person is different. the truth is product sales equals checks. So the more product that's going through your business, the more checks you're going to get, the bigger those checks are going to be. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme. This is not a, oh, I sign up and magically I'll make money. You've got to put in the hours. You've got to make this work. You'll have all the support and help you need to do that. But it is a matter of, you know, plugging in the hours and making things happen. You got to make things happen. You know, you can make money in the beginning, but you really have to be willing to do the things that other people won't so that you can live the life that other people can't later. Yes, right? That's what we're committed to here. And you've got to enjoy the process and the journey. You know, there's days it's hard building a business, any business. You know, as great as this is, yes, there are days where I'm like, oh, this is hard, but I love it. Every day I love it. And I love the quote by Tony Robbins, and we hear this all the time, but you really got to believe it. You've got to enjoy the process and the journey. Otherwise, there is no destination. You're never going to get there. You're never going to find your bliss. You're never going to find your peace. You will not find your freedom. You've got to love it. I love this business, which is why I'm sharing it with you, because I have a feeling that you might love it too. And when you think about who's going to be successful, even if you are doing the things and taking the actions, you want to have the best team in your corner, and you have it. You have the Freedom family, you have Kate, you have Kate's mom, who's part of Team Northrop, you have Smart Cookies. I mean, these are the best of the best. You also, if you are interested in the health aspect of it and are interested in becoming a certified wellness coach, there is some training that can come with that. You get access to live retreats and events, which are phenomenal, that's the new word I just made. And there's incredible people to support you and cheer you along the way. And again, this is about supporting and collaboration. This is not about competition, which I freaking love that. So here's what it takes to get started. So essentially, if you go to smartcookies.com/join right now, hang on with me for a second, because I'm going to try to get something to go live here for us. Let's see if I can do it. I can't do it, so I'll email you. So just go to smartcookies.com/join right now. All right, actually, hang on. Why is this the same? Hang on. Bear with me. Okay. Go to smartcookies.com/join. And what you do to get started is you enroll as a distributor, and then you customize your 500-point starter pack so you can you know, get a sample of all the different products. That initial investment is somewhere between $650 and $780, and then you need 100 to 200 points monthly to stay qualified for commissions. Honestly, when I saw all it takes to get involved with this business, and I've been looking at franchises and different investment opportunities, the fact that it's under $1,000 to get started in a business with unlimited income potential is unbelievable to me. And I know that for a lot of people, and even for myself, yes, like this is a lot of money, but you've got to think about the return on your investment. We've got to start thinking about things in terms of investing, right? And then what you need to do is commit to being trained and be coachable. This is the biggest thing you need to commit to. When you join, you get immediate access to the Freedom Family training and online community. You'll get an email right away with everything. I mean, literally, you can start training tonight. And then you share USANA, so we keep it simple. We think about, and I help you do this. Who do you know who takes supplements? Who do you know who wants to lose weight? Who do you know who's unhappy in their job? Hey, yes, we all know those people. Who do you know who's passionate about wellness? And who do you know who wants freedom? You make that list, you share, do exactly what I'm doing right now. You share it, you're excited, you share the business, and you start building your team, okay? And again, all this information is at smartcookies.com/join. There's a bonus for getting started, okay? So you do get convention tickets to the upcoming summer convention, 13 months of state-of-the-art, super professional online tools and services. You get a discount on your order. You get the Freedom Family Foundations course. And really, this is the biggest thing. This is the only way to get coached by myself and by Kate. So Kate doesn't offer one-on-one mentoring, nor do I. except for members of our team in USANA. So this is, I mean, there's no value you can put on that. So to be part of our team and be coached and mentored, that's what you get, and you get to build a business. Okay, so if this is sparking anything in you, I really encourage you right now, just check it out. Go to smartcookies.com/join. That's where you're going to find all the information. So here I have a few questions for you now. What would you be doing if money weren't an object? What is your path to financial freedom? What are you thinking about right now? Where do you want to be in the cash flow quadrant, with the 5%, or are you ready to jump over to the 95%? I mean, what is the worst thing that can happen? If you join, if you go and click and you enroll tonight, literally what's the worst case that can happen? And instead think about, where will you be at this time in a year? Will you have a check coming in every single week from USANA? Will you be a leader? Will you be sharing? Will your friends be looking at you thinking, what is she doing? What has happened? I'll tell you the story. A girl, Rachel, who just is joining our team this month and made the decision a few weeks ago. And she's like, Sandra, honestly, I'm walking around in my job like I'm a new person. People are asking me, what have you done? What are you doing differently? And she's like, I can't describe it, but I just have this sense about me that I've tapped into this something secret and wonderful. And now, you know, I can feel the potential, and I walk around my job differently. I see the world differently, and I'm open to new things. There's a real energetic shift that happens when you join a business like this that will trickle down into every aspect of your life, your relationships, your job, everything. So what is your next step? Is it to go to smartcookies.com/join? Is it to email me? I'm going to be emailing you tomorrow. If you want to, what we can do is set up a private one-on-one conversation, and I can answer your questions, and you can do some more research. But here's the truth, right? So you've got to take action. You've got to do something, because your life is happening right now. It's happening tonight. And if nothing changes, nothing changes. If you're going to wake up tomorrow and still feel that feeling like, oh, I need to be doing something different, but I don't know what it is, again, nothing changes if nothing changes. This might not be for you, but you don't know unless you try it. So what I want you to do is, if you have any questions, contact me directly at sandra@smartcookies.com. Or if you're ready to wake up tomorrow and do something differently, go to smartcookies.com/join right now. All right. So I'm going to attempt to do something right now. I'm going to try to go into a Q&A and see if, no, for some reason I can't get it. I was going to try to answer some questions right now, but unfortunately, for some reason, the technology isn't letting me. So I apologize, but what I want you to do, if you are on the call right now, is to follow up with me. I'm going to email you tomorrow, and we'll set up a time to chat and answer more questions. I'm so happy to see you on here tonight. I love doing these calls. I love sharing, you know, things that I love that I think our smart cookies are going to love. So thank you all for being here tonight, and we're going to talk very soon. So tuck yourselves in, take some action, and I hope I get a chance to work with you in our Freedom Family in Team Smart Cookie. Bye, you guys. Have a beautiful sleep and have a really rich day tomorrow. I'll talk to you soon.